everybody. So welcome to part 3 of this series. We're looking at a cover art design, and yeah, this is the third installment of this. So interesting pitch to start as, but at the end I said we were going to be looking at just finalizing and refining this final draft version. So similarly to the first one where you saw me have a x-ray picture up of a skull, now I'm looking at one of a hand. Before this, I've just been kind of doing it off the top of my head, what I'd imagine one would look like. But not only now are we getting to the end of this final draft, and I really need to have a clear visual for me and the client, but like I mentioned before, this may either transition directly into the final version or even be built upon for the final version. So it's now time to take it a bit more seriously and bring this up a little bit of a level. So we already started the hand by the end of the last video, and just from seeing it, I'm gonna still try and make sure it looks like a hand. And in that photograph, the bones after the fingers do kind of come off from each finger and then center towards and like narrow in a little bit towards the wrist area. So these are just that kind of tweaking. Now, funnily, I remember when I actually showed this to the client, the finished final draft, they were very pleased with the outcome and, you know, just how it was. And I don't know, you guys are gonna have to let me know in the comment section what you think of like the final version when we get there compared to this one. You know, I'm vibing it. I think it's cool, and I've listened to the song and it feels like they fit, but ultimately you want to bring it up. You want to bring it up to the best top level you can. And the top level doesn't mean, you know, trying to make everything photorealistic. It might not even go with the style sometimes. Sometimes you need something minimalist, sometimes cartoons better. So, you know, it's not really about the style. It's just about it doing what it's supposed to. Does it represent the content well? Does it fit in? Does it make sense for what you're trying to do? Does the client like it? Does it work ultimately? And that's where we're getting at. Right now we have like, what, 3.5 fingers going on? A bit of a hand. But this has reminded me that I need an outline, like the actual face, like the flesh, I guess, part on the skeleton now. Because in the pictures I saw, yeah, you can see like the outline of the nose and everything. And that's the version we're going after. There were pictures where you could literally only see the bones, really. But because we wanted like this guy to be drinking, we want to show the hair. Yeah, we're going to do a style that does kind of show this actual person's like face as well as their skeleton, their skull. So that's where we're at now. And yeah, I mean, just want it to merge in pretty well. And I think we're in a pretty good place now. We've got every element we wanted. For now, I'm okay with the font. Now it's just little tweaks here and there. And guys, usually I say stuff like, don't waste time on too many things. If you don't have to, if it's not done. But this is around the time where I'm gonna say, you know, put in that time to do those little tweaks and improvements now before you full-blown open up the floodgates to the next section. Because I've done things where I've either forgotten to revisit something or I didn't bother, and it can really come back and bite you later. Okay guys, so we're gonna export this and just like crop it. This is the point where I'm going to talk to the client, show them where we've come, get some feedback, and then move on from there. So this is just a check-in. We're now closing the door on this final draft, and the next video is going to look at any adjustments, but more so the progression onto the final version of this design. Okay guys, so this is just a quick one, quicker than the last 2 installments, and now I'm going to export the different versions of this to show to the client. We already spoke about having a few versions. This one's just with the drink in the throat and the name of the song. There's the one with the cup as well, and you know, I did these different layers, I did these different versions to see the preference. These are pretty small changes, but it's good to know. Like, you know, you could just show your client the one without the extra elements and they might love it. They might want to try one of the others. But the thing I will assure you is if you've already discussed different versions, like, oh, one was a cup, they've seen the doodle you talked about, they're gonna wanna see what the other one looks like. And you know, I haven't given myself loads of work by only making the one without the cup, and then having to like do this all after the fact because I go, can I see one with the cup? I just made a different layer. You saw me make it in the previous videos. It didn't take a long time, and I can easily just hide that layer and export it with or without it, which is what we've done. So now we have these 2 different versions of it, and I'm just gonna crop those, and you know, I'm gonna show the client. So that's where we're at. That's where we're gonna finish off on this video. Bit of a quicker one than the usual. And guys, I just like to thank you for joining again. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Just subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments. Let's just keep exploring, let's keep creating.